Hello, School District of Indian River County. This is your Superintendent, Dr. Moore, with our final Get More Connected prior to the opening of schools for the 24-25 school year. And we are very excited and look forward to greeting all of our students and families back on August 12th. So before we jump into our updates, I want to acknowledge and thank all of our presenters for what was Thrive. Thrive is, if you were wondering, the opportunity where all of the educators in our community come together and participate in a day of professional learning. We kick that day off by celebrating the simple fact that 95% of our schools in this county are at A or B, celebrating that we are the highest or fastest improving school district in the state of Florida. It was an absolutely great day of celebration and a great day of learning by the adults, our teachers, our principals, our assistant principals, to make sure that we're ready to greet students back on August 12th. I want to congratulate and thank everyone in our community for allowing our parents to participate in our orientations. Principals reported that 75–80% of their families were able to attend orientations, which allowed us the opportunity to get students familiar with their new teachers, with the new space, and that is going to help some of the anxiety that we always experience on that first day. So just an absolutely outstanding community effort to have so many of our parents at these orientations. If you have not already, make sure you visit that one-stop shop. Everything in the following slides that I'm going to present can be found through this one-stop shop. You want to let's start with our bell schedules. If you're going into a new environment, high school 7:05, middle schools 8 a.m. and elementary 8:50. Dismissals, high school 1:52, middles 2:41, and elementary 3:30. And if you are driving and dropping your students off on the first day, I would leave about 10 extra minutes early to make sure that you could get there on time. Also, our focus forms, we have them all there available for you to sign out. Please, if you haven't done so already, take that time. It's going to make the first day so much smoother for your son or your daughter. Please complete that. And just some simple back-to-school tips for our families. We are in the process of kicking off what's going to be an absolutely outstanding year, but we want to make sure our students establish routines, adjusting to bedtimes, waking up times. It's not too late to begin that. We know Sunday evening is going to be a hard night to get to sleep. So let's start that even Friday, this evening, as well as tomorrow. Create a space for them to do their homework and study. Make sure that they have that available with them. Always be in constant communication with teachers. One of the reasons that you want to be on focus is you're going to have direct access to your teachers. You never have to worry about where your son or daughter is academically. Grades are being entered every single week, so you can make it a habit between you and your child on a weekly basis to sit down, get into focus, look at the grades, and have a conversation with your son or daughter about what's going on in school, not only what are they learning, but really a deep dialogue around the outcomes. We want every student to be an A or B student, and if we're having those conversations with the parents, we know that's going to take place. Encourage healthy eating healthy habits, making sure we're starting our day with breakfast, good lunch, which we're going to talk about that in a second. Set goals together. It is really a good opportunity really to speak to your son or daughter about what are their expectations, what are the expected behaviors as a part of your family that you're going to have that in place, but also what are our goals for the first 9 weeks? Let's, as a family, set some goals that we're going to have all A's and we're not going to miss any school. Those are things that we're going to have to live in real life, so having those conversations is always very, very important. And then stay involved. Not only are our students returning to school, but parents, we would like to think that our families are returning to school. So please find the opportunity to connect, whether it is the PTA, whether it is sponsoring a classroom, being the class mom or whatever, or dad, but finding a way to connect to that school. We want authentic opportunities for our students and parents to be involved. Going back to the lunch form, fill it out. You may qualify for free or reduced lunch, which gives you additional benefits, as you see on the screen here. Please do that prior to the start of school, so we have that information. Same thing, if you haven't taken advantage of the tax week, or weeks now actually, Now is the time to do so. It ends August 11th, so this weekend would be the weekend to take advantage of that. And then don't forget IDs. We're going to provide IDs over the course of the first day, 2-3 days of school. And as we move into the August 21st, which is the second Wednesday of school, absolute requirement to have on. We'll give you the lanyard, we'll give you the case that the ID goes in, we'll give you that ID for free, and then we'll have replacement IDs available for $5, and if you need the lanyard, that'll be $2 as well. But it is a matter of safety. When students walk into our buildings, they will feel safe, they will feel comfortable, so they can focus in on the quality instruction that is being provided. So this is relatively new, but we are going to fully enforce it this year. It is an item that has been approved by our school board. It is in school board policy, as is dress code. And this is going to be absolutely enforced from day one, 100% of the time. So please pause on this slide, pull the son or daughter in, especially if they're in secondary school, middle school or high school, and have that conversation. You can't get past the front door unless you are in uniform. At the beginning of every single class, teachers will be making sure every student is in uniform so we can focus in on the instruction. So we will not fall short on the expectation our community has set around making sure that we're appropriately dressed for school. The bus registration is also online. This has been very, very helpful, and this is going to help us make sure we get buses arriving to school and having students return back home much faster than we've ever done before because students are already registering. So please help us out by making sure your son or daughter is registered for that bus form, which is also online. Want to remind us one last time, buses will be on the road. Approximately 70 buses will be out and about picking up our students early in the morning. And we want to adhere to the safety system. So when a bus is coming or behind you, you're going to stop unless there is a median in between the two roads, meaning there's some concrete, there's some grass. Otherwise, you will stop when you see that bus. It's very, very important to remember, although you're going to be slowed down and delayed for a few seconds, ultimately, who is getting off that bus is our community's children, and collectively, we want to make sure that they feel safe and they can get into their house or onto the bus without having to fear traffic. Once again, we always want to remind Fortify is the app that's on all of our devices, and it is the system in which suspicious activity can be reported anonymously. And as that information is being reported, it allows the school administrators, the school deputy, to investigate and close each case. So students have nothing to worry about, and there is a system to report information so we can be watching each other and making sure we are all safe and secure. That is our final announcement for the summer of 2024. We look forward to greeting each and every single one of you back on school bright and early August 12th. Thank you, and let's make it an absolutely outstanding school year.